Look, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting some really good news, and the player I'm going to talk about is Aaron Rodgers and how he's going to pair up with brand new wide receiver DK Metcalf and hook up with George Pickens as well and really make a dynamic offense in Pittsburgh. And it's all over the place. I will just go here first and foremost, and it's looking more and more like the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers are confirmed as the final two teams in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. But I want to take it a little bit further, and this is according to a report from Gary Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He's talking about that the Steelers are trying to ink a deal with a four-time MVP right now. The two sides haven't come to an agreement yet, but this is the strongest report to this point about where Rodgers may end up playing in 2025. What's up? This is Sports Talk Steelers, young channel. I'm here to provide kind of an outsider's and impartial view of Pittsburgh Steelers football. If this is useful to you or you just like the show, like and subscribe. Would love to have you join us as we grow this. So let's kind of get to this. Let's get to this story. We're talking about Rodgers being a free agent for the first time in his career after two not-so-great years with the New York Jets. And you guys know what happened. Busted up his Achilles the first game of his career in New York. We remember seeing that. And now we're looking at him ending up in Pittsburgh. And if he does end up here, he'll have at least a little help to do just that because DK Metcalf is in town and he's going to pair up with, should I say mercurial? Should I say feisty? Should I say explosive? Whatever. He's going to pair up with George Pickens. We're going to have in Pittsburgh just a really nice duo of receivers for Rodgers to take advantage of with his superior arm. So kind of the biggest question here, though, in this Arthur Smith offense, where are these pieces going to fit in if Aaron Rodgers does come into town? Is this offense going to be prolific, or are we just going to look at a continuously notorious conservative offense led by Arthur Smith? On the outset, it looks like it shouldn't be that way, right? He's a disciple of Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, these offensive schemes, this tree, but just notoriously conservative. And the game that I really think of is back in 2022 when Smith, he actually called 13 consecutive, just 13 passing plays, despite being down 35-17, just preferring to stick with the run game stubbornly instead. And we kind of have seen some of this watching Pittsburgh Steelers football. We're just looking at Russell Wilson and Justin Fields sharing quarterback duties last year. The Steelers ended the season ranked 29th in the NFL in passing attempts while piling up the fourth most rushing attempts. I mean, we can talk all day that they should have just kept Justin Fields. Is $20 million of Justin Fields, is it really worse than $45 million of Aaron Rodgers? That's the estimated amount that it's going to take to bring him into town. Justin Fields has already signed with the Jets. Are we just going to flip quarterbacks? We can talk about the wisdom in doing that, but Justin Fields is gone. We've got to look forward. So we're looking at the simple fact that if you're Pittsburgh, you're not signing Aaron Rodgers to act as a glorified handoff machine. You're not trading for DK Metcalf to have him block on the perimeter, right? So something is going to have to change in Pittsburgh for these moves to come together in any type of a intelligent or cohesive way. In short, Arthur Smith is going to have to do something that he's notorious for not doing, especially if you're a fantasy football fan. Like, let's just put it in fantasy football terms. How many times have you had marquee top players in an Arthur Smith offense? We're talking Tennessee, we're talking Atlanta, where it looks like he refuses to use his best players. I mean, this is the offensive coordinator that refused to play Derrick Henry in Tennessee early in his career. This is the same offensive coordinator that refused to use his top weapons in Atlanta. I mean, I hope something has changed in his mentality. I hope head coach Mike Tomlin, I hope ownership, if they spend up on Aaron Rodgers, which I think they're going to, they need to force him to do a more dynamic offensive scheme for the players that he has. It just can't continue. Other notable items on this, the Green Bay Packers are scheduled to play the Steelers in 2025, and with rumors swirling about these two teams playing in Ireland, that's what's happening right now. Imagine him signing in Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers' first opportunity to play against a team that drafted and developed him when he won his 4 MVP awards and a Super Bowl ring. Hopefully you guys as Pittsburgh Steelers fans, through these transactions, through Aaron Rodgers most definitely coming into town, I think it's going to happen. You will be able to see a Super Bowl as well because you've got some really older in the tooth, dominant defensive players. Would love to see Cam Hayward. Would love to see Watt get a Super Bowl win for you guys. And also, be really fun to watch these two receivers screeching down the field. And also, it's going to be really interesting with this DK Metcalf addition. What are negotiations going to look like with George Pickens to get him re-signed on something long-term? You guys let me know in the comments. Do you want to see Aaron Rodgers as the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because frankly, you're kind of running out of options. You guys will talk soon. Come back for Pittsburgh Steelers news on the daily, and I'll see you.